Good morning and happy Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week, whatever you want to call it. I love having you with us. We are from home, of course, on Wednesdays, pretty much every Wednesday. I like to bring you into my home as you bring me into yours every single day. And of course, if you're new to the show, look up here. This show is all about bringing you positivity, changing the world through that. But I can't do it alone. I do it with you and you spreading the word to your family and friends that we are waking you up the right way, right? The way that serves you a little bit better. So good morning to you. First of all, we're getting started. And remember, we are on multiple platforms today. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Rumble. Sorry, I should say not Instagram. So we're not sure what's going on. There's like some weird stuff going on in the world from the technology standpoint. Yesterday, X and YouTube decided not to fire. Today, Instagram decided not to. So if you have family and friends, by the way, that you know all the time, watch on Instagram, tell them not to today, have them come over to YouTube. In fact, I keep talking about bringing our YouTube numbers up higher and higher and higher because there's still a lot of people that want nothing to do with social media. So let's click and subscribe to my YouTube channel and then grow that just as much as we've grown our Facebook page over the last several years, which I absolutely love. Thank you so much. Again, I am your host, Monica Adams. If you're brand new to the show, let me introduce myself for those of you that do not know me. And those of you that do, thank you so much for telling your family to watch. Right at the beginning of the show, we like to give you a little news you can use for our immediate area. And again, if you don't know, we're in St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri, Illinois, I like to take care of them from a weather standpoint, just so that they're weather aware. We get into some news that sometimes is national, international, some local regional news, give you a little sports news, and the National Day of Calendar. Sometimes it's very fitting, other times it's a little strange. I'm not sure who comes up with these things. Then we get into our topic of the day. Now, if you join us on Mondays and Tuesdays, we are in studio. And a lot of times I bring guests in studio with me. And then throughout the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's a mixed bag. Wednesdays, I like to do more Wellness Wednesday. Thursdays, every other week, we go to Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. We do our positive talk time. We're with the dogs. I mean, come on, who doesn't love that? And then on Fridays, we give you Foodie Friday, and we showcase different chefs and restaurants, and maybe we're cooking with you. This week, it's Jenny's daughter, McKenna, cooking with me. We're going to do a little cooking with the kids. Isn't that fun? Get the kids involved at a very early age. And then we also give you some fitness exercises that I tape for you at Crunch Fitness, our new national sponsor. And again, we want to thank each and every one of our sponsors for being a part of our show. So that's how we do it for you. Again, as I mentioned, in the immediate St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois area, we take care of the weather. If you're outside of our area, do us a favor. Let us know what it's like where you are. If you're traveling, you're on vacation, you're taking us with you. Is it colder? Or is it hotter? Are you by a beach? Are you climbing a mountain? Are you hiking? Let us know. And I love the fact that you do, in fact, take us with you so that you never lose the beginning of your morning with positivity. So let's get to the weather forecast. So here's what you're expecting. And I do want you to be weather aware. Today, we could have, and again, it could not happen from what I'm seeing. It could be that we see some strong storms today. Some of you are going to say, I've got nothing. Like yesterday, Jenny was writing me from Wentzville and saying, holy cow, hunker down. I've got a little puppy and I've got a 10-year-old that are scared of the storms. And I was like, what storms? We've got nothing going on here. And she's like, you're kidding me. So what about all of you? Did you have bad storms last night? This is what we're expecting today. Some scattered strong storms yet again. And this might be more to the south. So for those of you that got it yesterday, maybe you don't see anything today. 86 for the high, 68 for the low. And then tomorrow we're expecting partly sunny skies, and it's going to be 86. Friday starts to get warmer and warmer and warmer. Oh my gosh, look at this weekend. That's just miserable. 92 for a high on Friday, dropping into the upper 70s. Hot, hot, hot. Can I say it again? Hot. Saturday and Sunday, almost 100 degrees. 97 on Saturday, 97 on Sunday, upper 70s for the high. And look at the Cardinals are in town on a stretch from Friday through Thursday. So they're going to be playing in those scorching temperatures. That's dangerous, folks. And any of your kids that are out playing, please hydrate like crazy. 95, I mean, that stays with us. Tuesday, 94. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, slight chances of rain back in the forecast. We start to finally see 80s again, but it's still the upper 80s on Friday. So isn't that miserable? I mean, you tell me. We can't win, right? We go from crazy cold temperatures to crazy hot temperatures. Do you like warm weather like that? I don't. And I'm a little worried about all of you that are coming out to our poker run. If you don't know about this, there's the third annual Dudes Playground Poker Run that will take place this weekend. We're excited for it, but I need you to make sure that you take care of yourself. And if you are coming out and you're going to be on a motorcycle or you got the top down on, your classic car, your sports car, whatever, please make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. It's going to be at noon when we do the broadcast. It's going to be hot. And then at 1:00, taking off and 5 stops. Some people are asking about the route. We're going to put that in the Facebook event page that we have. But I will tell you, it starts at Dude's Playground, which is on Kaskaskia Road, 5301 Kaskaskia in Waterloo. $10 per poker hand, and you can play as many hands as you want. And we want to, because what happens? We raise money for our disabled veterans. Anybody really that suffers with PTSD, depression, it's a respite, an incredible place for you to go, relax, camaraderie, go out and do some fishing, have a nice lunch. That's what they do there for our heroes. All vehicles, again, welcome. There's a 50-50, free food, and we want to thank those that have donated the food. That's Trattoria Giuseppe, also Silo, and bandanas, and then entertainment from Dos Amigos. And then stick around if you can for a little sparklers display that takes place at 9:15 that evening. And some people, again, might not be able to do the poker run, so they might be coming out around 5 or 5:30 saying, okay, now I got the family and I want to be a part of the celebration in the evening, which sounds fantastic. So we would love to see you. Again, be careful though, it's going to be a hot one. Yeah, Rose said, I hate how the weather. I'm already Italian. I'm hot-blooded. Yeah, you tell me. I know it sounds miserable, Jenny. I'm telling you, I don't even know what the heck I'm going to wear on the motorcycle. Kathleen, good morning to you. Julie, good morning. Sean, good morning as well. Let me give you a little news you can use before we get into, and you do want to tell family and friends, call them right now, text them, email them, whatever you do to get them up, because today's like a mastermind class. Today's the day that I will interact with you, and I love when you're interactive. And, let me know what your mind's feeling, your heart, your spirit, your body. This is that triangle of life day that we're going to get into. A lot of people have asked me to cover meditation, breathing, journaling, and finding stillness and the strength in that stillness, because a lot of people allow this to be crazy chaotic. And I know how dangerous that can be. It takes you down some dark places, doesn't it? So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Let's start off though with a recall. Some chicken fettuccine Alfredo sold at Walmart, and Kroger recalled for a possible listeria contamination. It's the ready-to-eat packages that were sold there. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said yesterday Fresh Realm voluntarily recalled the packages of chicken fettuccine Alfredo portions. They were produced before June 17th. They include 32.8-ounce packages of market-side grilled chicken Alfredo fettuccine. Look at the box. It's a best by date of June 27th or before. Also, the 12.3-ounce packages of market-side grilled chicken Alfredo with fettuccine with a best by date of June 26th or before. And then 12.5-ounce packages of Home Chef Heat and Eat Chicken Fettuccine Alfredo with a best by date of June 19th or before. The same outbreak strain of listeria that is linked to 3 reported deaths and 17 illnesses was detected separately in a Fresh Realm chicken fettuccine Alfredo sample, according to the USDA. At least 2 people who bought the recalled products have illnesses, and 2 additional people who became sick verbally described eating the food, but they did not have proof of purchase, according to inspectors. Anyone who purchased these items should throw away the food, or again, some people say, hey, I want my money back. You can return the product to your place of purchase. But again, this one we're talking about could be dangerous since we're already hearing of illnesses. So again, please check those boxes carefully. If you have them, or if you know somebody that maybe just went to the grocery store, tell them to check their freezers as well. Let's take care of everybody. Well, it was sad to see this one when I woke up this morning. Do you recognize this guy? Former St. Louis Cardinal pitcher died at the age of 87. Dr. Ron Taylor World Series champion pitcher with both the Cardinals and the Mets, who later became the Toronto Blue Jays team physician, died on Monday after a long illness. A native of Toronto, a member of the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, Dr. Taylor was part of the 1964 Cardinals and the 1969 Mets championship teams. Again, he had a long illness. After baseball, he enrolled in medical school, and that's why I'm calling him doctor. He spent about 3 decades as the Blue Jays team physician. So rest in peace to him. And you recognize this woman, Anne Burrell, Food Network star and Worst Cooks in America host. She died at a very young age. At the age of 55, representatives confirmed this death to People magazine. They reported that she died yesterday morning at her home in Brooklyn, New York. According to family members, they said in a statement, Anne was a beloved wife, sister, daughter, stepmother, and friend. Her smile, as we can see right here, lit up every room she entered. She began her TV career as a sous chef on Iron Chef America. That might be where you recognize her from. She also starred on Chef Wanted, Chopped, and Food Network. Her most recent show was House of Knives, which premiered in March. She's survived by her husband, her stepson, and her mother, as well as her siblings. No cause of death right now was given. So this will be one of those I'll keep an eye on for you. And as we get more information, I'll pass it along. But yeah, that's too young of an age. So not sure what happened, but again, we'll let you know. So some of you might have been here already. If not, you might want to make sure you keep this one in mind. A new pet ER in St. Peter's, providing the highest level of care and experience to pet-friendly families. It's VEGER. I'm not sure if they call it VEGER. I don't know how they pronounce it. If you know, let me know. But it's for pets. Opens revolutionary emergency care in St. Peter's. And it's located, by the way, on Mid-Rivers Mall Circle, providing families in St. Peter's and neighboring cities with the highest level of emergency care in veterinary medicine, including surgeries, ultrasounds, x-rays. They are the second hospital in Missouri. The other one is located in Brentwood. They're open for pet emergencies, even on holidays, by the way. The hospital has an open floor plan that allows pet parents to have freedom of movement and to see life-saving heroes up close. They were established in 2014, and it's a company founded, by the way, on a single mission, helping people and their pets when they need it most. So 24/7. And so one in Brentwood. And now, for those that are living out in St. Charles County, there's one for you in St. Peter. So remember them when you might have an emergency. Okay, here's my feel-good story of the day. I absolutely love this. So a lost wallet transformed the future of this man that you're seeing on your TVs, or if you have them up on the TVs or on your computers, on your iPad, on your phone. This is 26-year-old Jordan Hughes. He grew up around the Peabody housing complex in downtown St. Louis and around a lot of violence. You know, the same place we hear about a lot of gunshots and violence. When he was just 11 years old, that's where he grew up. But he embarked on a dream that would take him to law school. He enjoyed hanging out with his older brother, who is 2 years older than him, admits to being intrigued by what went on outside of home. He said, Kanye West once said, when I was a kid, I looked up to the dope man because that looks more attainable. That's the person you see with the nice car, the nice life. You just have this discrepancy of things, right? That's a skewed way of looking at life. He never really enjoyed hanging out with friends his own age, like an old soul. So much so that one night in the fall of 2010, he refused to attend the Balloon Glow in Forest Park with his younger siblings and friends. He said, I'm not going. I wanted to hang out with my older brother, who was 13 at the time, because he was hanging out with guys that were older than him. And he remembers the group going to a haunted house before they headed back to the Peabody housing complex. He said, I didn't want to go inside. That's what tells you how much of a kid I was. Late at night, as they were standing outside, a car drove by, unleashing a barrage of gunfire. He said he fell down the hill, went from bullets hitting his leg to whizzing by his ear, and before it was all over, he had been shot twice. A bullet wounded him in his calf, and his foot began bleeding profusely. He said he was so cold, struggling to stay conscious. He said, I think it woke me up a lot. It taught me at least that it's not all glamorous as it looks. Nice cars, girls, everything. There's a deeper and a darker side of that lifestyle. Well, the shooting actually changed Hughes, according to his father. After that, he didn't want to go outside in the dark, wouldn't take the trash out, nothing. He and the father and the mother split when he was young, and it left him working 2 jobs outside of the home, which he said led to him to being unaware of what was going on at school. He said he was always impressed with him as a little kid, right? Hughes said he was suspended more times than he could count and eventually graduated high school with a GPA just under 2. He tried college after high school, dropped out after a semester, worked several jobs, but said he never found fulfillment. While home from his brief stint in college, he lost his wallet. After looking tirelessly for it, he gave up. And then a few years later, he made a startling discovery. Once he was back in St. Louis, whoever had gotten my wallet, they racked up a whole bunch of tickets. He's like, I don't know. Years went by. I find out I have a whole bunch of warrants. When he went to court, he said he was given the option to take a plea deal or fight the tickets. He went home, bought a self-help law book and studied for a few weeks, returned to the courtroom and successfully defended himself. He said, when I left, I remembered the bailiff followed me out and asked me where I was going to school because he was impressed. And he said that really impacted me. The experience gave him the law bug and he enrolled the St. Louis Community College program. And in May of 25, the same kid labeled class clown in high school with that GPA I just told you about, below 2, delivered the commencement address to his fellow graduates. By the way, Hugh started a GoFundMe to try to help with tuition cost as he and his parents worked to find the means to make his dream a reality. He graduated from St. Louis Community College with a GPA, folks, of 3.95 and is the first of his 10 siblings to graduate from college. So I wanted to leave him up as a reminder that at any point in time in your life, it can change. You can do better. You can want more for yourself. Don't you love that? That's my favorite story of the day. All right, let's get into some sports news and feel free to drop any comments in about that or anything else we're talking about. I finally get to tell you that the Cardinals won, and I mean won big time. Look at that, 12-2, beating the White Sox in Chicago yesterday. So it's the same two teams today. Come on, let's get the big bats out. 6:40 is the first pitch. Tomorrow it's the Cards and the White Sox at 1:10. And your National Day of calendar. Today, National Want to Get Away Day. I think that's more so this weekend. I want to get away from those hot temperatures. It's National Splurge Day as well, and National Go Fishing Day. Well, that's ironic. A lot of you might want to look into Dude's Playground and maybe tell your family and friends that it's a great place for our heroes to go and fish and just kind of get away for the day. All right, let's see what you're all talking about this morning. Good morning to all of you. For those that are just tuning in, know that we are very interactive. We love to interact with you. Jenny said she was a great chef. So sad. Yes. If you by chance knew of her or you thought you recognized her, again, Ann Burrell. I don't know if did you pronounce it Burrell or Burrell. I'm not familiar with her. I knew her picture, but yeah, great chef, home chef, a chef to many on TV that they knew. Let's see. Jenny said, I thought it was the place you had gone to. She said she can't recommend that how do you pronounce it, Jenny? Is it veg ER or vegger or I don't know. It's VEG and then there's a space ER for pets. They are absolutely incredible. The bedside manner, best bedside manner ever, she says. They will always have a special place in my heart. Unfortunately, Jenny and her family had to put their dog down, which so many of us have experienced in life, right? But the great thing is, and it's just like the balance of life that we have, we lose something, but we remember the great times they gave us. And then to honor them, we give a great home to another baby that needs it. So they just adopted a baby just a couple of weeks ago, or maybe just a week ago. Bailey is the new dog. And we'll show you a picture of Bailey, by the way, when we meet with McKenna for our Cooking with Kids class on Friday. Well, good morning, Audra. How have you been? She said, good morning. Veterinary Emergency Group is awesome. Hopefully you don't need them, but if an ER vet is needed, they are great. So yeah, do you call it Veterinary Emergency Group, or how do they pronounce it? So Rose, I love that story. God bless Mr. Hughes. I know. I thought that was a great one. Good morning, lovely Monica. Well, good morning, Gwendolyn Pleasant. I loved featuring you earlier this week. Okay, she said yes, veg like vegetable. Okay, that's what I thought. Audra, how have you been? We haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing great. And to all of you that are brand new to the show or you are our long timers, we absolutely love you. Couldn't do the show without you or our amazing sponsors. And we've got a lot of great ones, including our wonderful sponsors from Carroll House. Let's hear from them, and then we'll be back.
Carroll House has the furniture you're dreaming of.
For big family gatherings, for entertaining friends, or just hanging out.
For working from home or resting after work.
For kids growing up or young adults moving out.
Whether you're updating your first home, your next home, or your dream home.
Whatever the reason you're shopping, we have the furniture you're dreaming of at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
right. And you see my workouts that I give you during our Foodie and Fitness Friday, and I tape those at Crunch Fitness. So we again are welcoming aboard Crunch. We also want to welcome back. And I really wish this weekend I was sitting right up against this. For all of you that don't have a pool, you might want to rethink that decision. And you might want to think of getting one so you next year don't have to be miserable and being outside without getting in one of these. Or ask a family member or a friend that has one, like, hey, can I come over? I'm sure they would love that. Any of us that have pools, we love having friends and family over. I mean, after all, that's what we have it for. It's all about entertaining. Sometimes just the respite and the peace of it all. Just Pools, that's their pool right there off of 55 in the Outer Road. They're located at 3987 West Outer Road South in Arnold. And we say welcome back because, again, they were a great sponsor of ours last year. And I love when we welcome our sponsors back. I'm hoping, I can't say who, but I'm hoping that one of our big time sponsors will be coming back on very soon as well. Sometimes they have to pause and then they come back on, and we love it, right? We welcome them back. So Just Pools right now has 10% off of the Clear Results chemicals. And it's very important when you get a pool that you do what you need. Again, teach the kids at a young age. I will forever remember my dad teaching me how to take care of the pool. Again, you got to have responsibility, right? So he taught me, and then I was able to carry that over to my very first pool, which I had when I had my house in Afton. And then Jim and I were blessed to move into a home that had another one that we have right now. And Jim's always like, hey, you're the pool girl. You're going to come out here and teach me, and we'll take care of it together. So it is a team effort to take care of those. Just Pools, again, thank you, Madonna, for all that you do. We love you so much and love having you back on with us. 636-464-7110. All right, folks, welcome back. I'm always asking you if there's anything in particular that I can cover for you that helps you be the best version of yourself, the best balanced version of yourself. So if you've never heard me talk about this before, I'm very big on the triangle of life theory. So what does that mean? It is to balance our mental thoughts. It's to balance our spirit, our soul. Are we feeling a little lost? And for some people, it could be that they walk away from their faith. For others, it is that their heart is hurting. Again, we just talked about losing something or someone, a member of our family, a dear friend. I was just talking to a client that I was life coaching yesterday, and she said, Monica, I am having more and more awareness of friends of mine now that I can't believe that we're the age, right? She said that we're the age. And I thought, well, it's at any age that this could happen to us. She's in her just turned 50. And she said that she got a phone call that a friend of theirs had passed away. And she's like, well, boy, was this such an awareness of the quality of life that you lead, first of all, for yourself. And then secondly, how quickly life can be taken away from all of us, right? I mean, that's the scary side of it all. So it makes you want to, I would hope, level up and understand how quickly life can end. And so to make amends, right? If our hearts are hurting a little bit and maybe you feel like something or someone has hurt that, find your way to heal, because life's too short, folks. And then at the same time, please take care of your body. Move it. It is not meant to be still on a regular basis. But today we are talking about strength in stillness after we've moved. So go out and take a walk. And in fact, as we get into these hotter days, make sure you take care of yourself and you're hydrating and you get out earlier. If you're going to walk the dogs, please don't take them out in miserable heat. Don't take them out in the middle of the day. It's either very early morning, you're going to have to do it later into the evening, and take them on shorter walks. You got to take care of them. 97, 98 degrees this weekend, that's dangerous. And then as I mentioned earlier, you've got kids that are out there playing sports. This is when they cancel practices or they make the practices shorter. They have to rethink, are we having the kids play in this kind of heat? Not just them, but you're on the sidelines and you're trying to watch the game and you're miserable. Grandma and grandpa want to come out. It can be very dangerous. So I'm talking about movement, athletic performance. I love all those things, but you rarely hear he talk about this. Look how still he looks. He's also putting his hand right at the point of where we want to feel the breathing in and out. It is not supposed to be coming from our chest. And so exactly what you're seeing in this picture is what I want all of you to do. Now, obviously, if you have to run off to work, then this is one of those shows that you come back to. I haven't done this in a while. And since we've been doing this show for 2.5 years, there are some shows that people have asked me to kind of revisit or to expand on. So it's kind of like a series, like we did Generational Talk, which, by the way, wasn't that fun? If you haven't seen it, watch that show from yesterday. You were able to, by the way, meet my interns, Hayden Schwab, as well as Gabriel Bell and Miranda Devers. Those are my summer interns, and I love them. They're doing so great. In fact, I feel so bad. Hayden sent me a text at 6:08 this morning? Yeah, and he said that he was standing outside where our studios are and then went like this to himself and realized that we're not there on Wednesdays. He's like, did I miss something? No, Hayden, I'm so sorry that you showed up and drove all the way there. Hopefully he's watching right now, or maybe he's heading back home to go back to sleep because he needs some sleep. Poor thing, right? But aren't they amazing? A lot of you were weighing in saying, oh my gosh, intelligent, bright, and kind young kids. Yes. So they do have a bright future, and don't dismiss them, but let's teach them young, at a very young age, right? So for those of you that have kids that are in grade school, high school, college, or again, maybe they're older but they're still your babies. You want to take care of them. So if they're stressed right now, moms and dads, you will forever want to take care of your babies, no matter what their age is. You want to heal their spirit. Or I had somebody that I used to work with in TV, and he reached out the other day and is having his daughter start life coaching with me. I cannot wait to help heal her. And he's like, she's such a bright, intelligent young woman, Monica, but she's lost. Well, that's why we life coach. I don't know if you know that, but I've been a life coach for 2 decades, a personal trainer for 26 years. So we're here to help you physically, spiritually, mentally. Let us. Yes, there might be a point where it's, oh my gosh, I'm full and I can't, and let me turn you over to some people that I trust. That is a very small group, because it's not just anybody I would send somebody to if I can't take care of them, but I want to try to. So I do still have some room on my schedule, from a business coaching standpoint to a consulting standpoint to a life coaching standpoint. All of that is part of our brand. So one of the things, if I were to work with someone, personal training or life coaching, I would right away be talking about their background. We go into timeline therapy. And part of it is I am very big on watching. So if I see this happening, you can hear it also, right? You can hear that someone is so stressed, so filled with anxiety, so much strife in their life. And right away, I'll say, let's take a moment. Okay, let's not continue to talk. Let's breathe together. Just like you saw in these pictures. So this is what they're getting ready to do, the guy and the girl. And this is the thing I want to stress. I think there's a lot of guys that think, in the past, it's gotten a lot better, but it was like, oh, all of this, it's what girls do. They do meditation. They do yoga. I'm not doing all that. Well, if you go to classes now, you see that that's all changed. We're welcoming everybody, kids, guys, girls, seniors, adults. Everyone needs to find calmness and understand the strength that's in that. So when I say that guys have found their way to it, that's strength. To be able to say, I'm going to my yoga class by myself, or I'm going with my girlfriend, I'm going with my partner, I'm going with a best friend. I love to see more and more guys do all these things that used to be labeled girls' things, and they're not. And why did they come our way? Because they understood a lot of things. Self-care, how important it is for each and every one of us. Self-care, even in the aspect of going to get facials, going to get massages, going to get your nails done, like I did with my godchild yesterday, bonding together. All of these things, if you're not doing them, you might want to start writing things down. We're going to talk about journaling in just a second, but write down things that you feel fit into the category of self-care. In fact, do that for me. Can you right now just type in, what would you categorize as self-care? In fact, what are you currently doing that might help others find their way to do just that? And then maybe they never thought about it before. What do you consider self-care? For all of you that are on, we've got about 35 of you on right now. Tell me, what is self-care to you? Every day, do you think, I've got to do this in the 24-hour time period in order to complete the self-care for myself? For me, I don't wake up without picking a word of the day. And I know I haven't talked about that for a while, but I used to talk about the triangle of life and how I give you those 3 words, mental, physical, spiritual, and that your mind's thinking about taking care of the mind, taking care of the heart, spirit, soul, taking care of the body, completing all the things that you need to do in those categories. And then the other 2 are words that you have to give yourself, and only you know about it unless you tell somebody. So today I chose the word comforting. Comforting Do I take care of myself and comfort myself? Or am I hoping that whatever I say to you today comforts you? No, it gives you this big hug. I just envelop you with a hug and that you feel taken care of, that someone's there for you and supporting you, that lifting you up that you need. Whether we are in person or I'm talking to you like this, understand that we've got an incredible community that's been waiting here for you. That if you have felt lost and you found your way to this, and then you come back day after day, that this is your tribe, right? My dear friend, Brian McKenna, that lived his life by your vibe attracts your tribe. It's so very true if you break that down and think about it. And how can we think about it? The only way to do so is to find our way to stillness and calmness. Do you see how the pattern of from about 5 minutes ago when I talked about meeting someone and they're talking like this and they're breathing so fast and they just feel like they're spiraling out of control? Well, they are, and you can see it. And so a good coach with them or counselor would say, okay, let's just take a moment. Let's breathe together. So let's do that. Do you feel like today is a bad day for you? Did you wake up and who knows, you've been up for a couple of hours, or maybe it's coming for you. And so maybe I can help prepare you for later in the day when the chaos happens. It could happen on the road. You could get in an accident. I don't want that to happen to you, but we know it happens on a daily basis. In fact, I heard a statistic the other day that said 6,000 car crashes happen every single day. And I say crash, not accident, because a lot of times it's inattention, right? We're on our phones. We're not paying attention. We're turning around, screaming at the kids. You got to focus. You got to find the strength in the stillness. And so if all that chaos is happening in the car, can you find your way to just be calm? Let the kids do what they're doing. Maybe tell them to pipe it down just a little bit or laugh with them as they're doing what they're doing. Obviously, if they're misbehaving, try to get them to stop. And if not, maybe you need to pull over because nothing good's going to happen when everybody's in a chaotic state. So for you, wherever the chaos is happening right now, maybe it is as you're watching, maybe you're really upset. Maybe you found yourself waking up great and then something changed, because every single second of every day, our life can be altered, better or worse. So it's, 7:33, right, in the morning right now. I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of my day, or the rest of yours, but I do know this. If chaos tries to take over, I'm going to control it. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to remove the stress from my life. And so if someone tries to bring it to me or something in the world does, sure, it hurts us when we hear horrific things that happen. But that's why I ask you not to wake up to the news. I ask you to wake up to things like this, some mastermind classes, some life coaching that we can do together, breathing together, finding our way to meditation. Do any of you do that right now? I'm going to look at the comments in a second. Do you meditate? Did you just start, or has it been a lifelong practice? And tell me how your life has been better because you implemented the steps of doing that. So before we get into this, how do we breathe? So I've mentioned in the past that I like a pattern starting for you, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's very hard for people who are constant chest breathers, stress-filled, depressed, anxiety, fear. Fear really has the heart pumping fast and the breathing so fast from the chest. So when we try to start getting fear out of our lives, and I say try because it's not an easy thing to happen immediately, but if you take the steps to do so, suddenly you're realizing I'm causing all of this. I'm allowing the people who have wronged me to have power over me until you say no more. Today, can we make it the no more day? Right? I like that. Let's turn, we do the National Day of Calendar. I'm going to add another one that today is the beginning of the no more day on this June 18th. It's no more day. What do we mean by no more? Like, we started a hashtag 2.5 years ago, let them watch. Let them have what they have in their life that's miserable. No longer for you, though. So let them and no more. That's the days we're going to do today. Let them watch you get better. Let them watch you no longer have control over your life. Let them see you succeed, like the young kid we talked about, right? His whole life changed after growing up in a horrific, violence-filled area. He finds, that someone found his wallet, racked up all these tickets, and then realized, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go defend myself. I mean, what an incredible story. See, he could have allowed all the upbringing that he had to completely change the course of his life. He's now in law school. He's going to become a lawyer. Folks, when I tell you you can be anything you want to be, you have to believe it, first of all, but you have to also take the steps like he did. And that's why I used him today, knowing that we were going to do some positive life coaching. His entire life changed. Ooh, I got chills. Because why? He made the choice. So it's a choice. Do you want to be better, or do you want to stay in this miserable state? Whatever it is, I don't know what's going on with you. Are you addicted to food? Are you addicted to alcohol, drugs? Are you addicted to misery, violence? There are so many things wrong in our world. I know that, but there are so many things right. And I choose to focus on the right. So from a breathing standpoint, I'm telling you, when I say I need you to do 2-2-2, some people can't even do that. They're lucky to even breathe in, hold a breath, and release a breath in one. So sometimes we have to take those steps of, holy cow, let's really calm ourselves down. I like 2-2-2 or 3-3-3. So from a 2, let's just start with that. Can you all do this with me? If you're driving, you can do it also, but maybe don't take your hands off the wheel, or at least just maybe do one. You won't be able to do the both hands because you need to put your hands on the wheel, but maybe you do this later, or maybe at lunchtime. If today feels a little off, maybe you find some time to go outside just for a little bit. It's not going to be as miserable as it is hot-wise this weekend. So this weekend, you might not want to be out in it too much. But if you can right now, well, at least in my house right now, it looks beautiful. Go sit under a tree, sit under the very green tree and the green grass from all the rain we've had, because there's the positive. It's beautiful outside from a color standpoint. Sit down. Maybe, if the grass is a little wet, put a mat down, get out in nature, and then put your hand over your heart. Put the other one on the belly. So what does it look like? Just like it did in that picture. So I'm going to scoot back here for you. It's this. This is what you're looking for. And why am I doing that? I want to feel the rise and fall of my chest and the rise and fall of my belly. So have you all practiced breathing? Some of you might go, oh yeah, Monica, I do a 3-5-3 pattern. Look, there is no right or wrong. There's a lot of coaches out there that will teach breathing. I'm telling you that I want you to at least be able to understand what are the 3 components of it. Are you ready for it? This one is breathing in. And when we're breathing in, we're taking more of what we want. We are holding on to it and thinking of it. There is power. This is the stillness, by the way. This is the teaching side. The second part of that, because there's 3 parts. The first, again, taking it in. So our thought process is, what do we want more of? So as you take in, let's see, I'm going to do more because I can, but for you, it might be 2 seconds only. And then right away, you're going to hold on to that thought. Hold on to the action of what you want to do more of. And then the 2 of the third part of that, the 2 breaths of letting out, is literally doing just that. Let go, just as we say, let them and let go. Let go of what is not serving you. Let go of what is not serving your family. Let go of what is not bringing you peace. Let go of what is not giving you the job that you want. Let go of the relationship that's not serving you. Literally, let them go. And then watch what happens. As you continue the pattern of this every single day, this 2-2-2 mentality becomes maybe a 3-5-3. Why is that middle one, by the way? Can you answer that? Why is that middle one longer for the people who practice the 3-5-3? Some people practice 5-5-5. It gets harder and harder and harder. You're actually testing yourself, challenging yourself, getting uncomfortable, where you're taking all of that in. And I'm thinking about a lot of things in those 5 seconds of what I want more of for me, for the community, for the world. And then I am really focusing on that middle part of holding it. In that hold, there's so much power. That's the stillness, the strength of the stillness. In that hold, it is really focusing and concentrating on what I just took in. So that first 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, we are bringing it in. Okay, it's still not there. It's still marinating a little bit. You hear me using the marinating word a lot. It is still finding its way. But in that middle part of the 3 components, it's nothing more than holding it, believing it, wanting it for me, family, friends. And then in that third one, I'm letting go. This part I'm holding on to, I'm letting go of what is not serving me. Does that make sense? So if we do it together and do the 2-2-2, ready? Take in just a small component. Focus on one thing. Take in more of what you want. One thing. You want to be kinder? Then say, I want more kindness, right? Okay, then all of a sudden it is, I want to be kinder. Hold on to that. Oh, I do. I want to be kinder. I want more of that kindness. Now I want to let go of hate and letting others have control over me. That's what we're doing in the 3-3-3, 2-2-2, 3-5-3. There is no wrong or right. And if anybody tells you that there is, they're wrong. Okay? They might say there's science behind whatever. All I want you to do is start. That's my mentality as a coach. They can say all they want. Let them. There it is. Let them. Let them. If you want them to be your coach, then great. Let them. But for me, if I'm coaching you, this is how I'm teaching you, because this is why. I don't know a whole heck of a lot of people that are even practicing any of this. They're not practicing breathing. They're not practicing meditation. They're not practicing stretching. They're not practicing doing better for themselves. They are instead repeating ill, poor patterns. And then they wonder why they're not getting to where they want. And they start getting jealous of others that have what they want. And I'm like, well, you can't be jealous. You have to honor the fact that they're doing these practices. This meditation aspect, the mind, we're going to get into in just a second. But let me go to some comments, and then we'll transfer from the breathing. And if you need me to do that with you anymore before we take our break, I'll do just that. Again, taking it in, holding in, believing, letting go then of anything that's not serving you. And sometimes people feel overwhelmed when they're wanting to take in so much. I want this. Nope. That's where the breathing gets faster and faster and faster. One thing at a time, folks. One thing at a time. Today, take in more of one thing that you want. Just one thing you want more of in your life. Hold on to it. Believe it, that it's going to happen. And then let go of one thing only that's not serving you. Okay? Does that make sense for you? I hope so. Let me see here. Gwendolyn says, beautiful. Okay. Stephanie, when I say my morning prayers, I say blessed. Oh, okay. So do you use the same word every time? And there's nothing wrong with that either. I like to pick a different word every day. When I wake up, it's the first thought. Literally opening my eyes, it is, oh, hold on, got to pray and pick my word of the day. And so the 5 words that you pick, by the way, are the word of the day, the mental, physical, spiritual. I'm giving you those 3. And at the end of the day, you pick your gratitude word. Simple. And that's when I do my speaking engagements. I literally focus on those 5 components and how life-changing those can be. Waking up with some meditation, some prayer, and picking the word of the day, drawing your triangle and saying, today I need to work on mental. That's the most important thing. I need to work on spiritual, my second component. And then nobody has to tell me about physical. I'm going to get my workout in. In fact, I'm going to do 2 workouts today because I have 2 clients to train and I'm going to do it right there with them. So where's yours? Are you not a person who moves your body? Then your physical will be at the top of the triangle because you need to get it done. And maybe it's hard for you to get the physical side done. So does that make sense? Everybody's triangle might look different. You do you. And at the end of the day, find some gratitude. And trust me, even though the day feels like it may have gone completely wrong, a really horrific day, you lose somebody, you lose your job. You find out the person you've been with is not the person you thought and they want to get a divorce. I mean, there's so many things that happen. This is our life. All of us really are so similar. We're all going to experience the joy of birth and the loss of death. It is unfortunately the way life is, but those are things that are guaranteed. We will be born and we will die. How do we deal with those moments of life? Never is death going to be easy for someone that we have taken into our hearts that we love. But the blow is a little softer when we celebrate the moments that we had together. Think about that. Katie says, yes. Girl, how you been? I meditate at least 4 to 5 times a week for 20-minute sessions. And she said, it's life-changing. It absolutely can be. Stephanie says, we're going to the Gateway Grizzlies game tonight. Love that. I love that you're going. I haven't been to one of those in a long time. Have a great time. Rose, self-care is everything. I am always so busy that I have to stop and think of me for once. At 5 a.m., no one else is up, right? She says, I do a Bible plan. I drink my coffee. I go through Instagram Reels. I laugh. I cry. I plan my day. She's an organizer. Love it. She said, I love the stillness of each morning. Rose, I love this. What a great organization you have. She says, new possibilities. Amen. Every time we have breath in our lungs, it's a new day and a new possibility for our lives. Darkness sometimes depressing. I quit watching the news because of you. I'm mad that none of my friends are on this morning. They would love this. Are they sleeping in? I don't know. You got to call them. Wake them up. Don't text them. Call them. Say, get up, get up. Oh, Joy Hannock. Love this. We'll need to replay because I missed the beginning. Joy, where are you watching from? Have I spoken with you before? Some of these names are new to me and I love it. Stephanie, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go to the YMCA for swim. I know. I love your swim exercise class. So she's moving her body, but I can guarantee you that swimming, exercising also challenges the brain, but it also soothes the soul. So she's actually kind of getting the triangle of life. Do you feel that, Stephanie? All in one. I do love swimming. And with the pool in my backyard, I was like, how am I so busy? I haven't even tipped a toe in there, dipped a toe into the pool yet, but that's happening. It's happening with this crazy hot weather for sure. I will be poolside on Sunday. Audra, I love this reminder today. Perfect time to restart meditation. I'm offering my pool service this weekend. I can keep you company at your pool or keep your pool company this weekend. I love it. Audra, hope you're doing fantastic, my friend. So anybody else, if you want to say a word or a sentence, type it in right now. I'm going to give you a little moment here as we take a quick break. What is self-care? So some of you are saying that you meditate. And the question I didn't get yet that sometimes people give me is, Monica, I don't even know how to start meditation. She said she's getting ready to go to yoga at 9:00. Joy, where are you watching from, by the way? Just let me know that before you go to yoga. I love that you're going to yoga. For all of you that are brand new, again, welcome aboard. I love having you. For those of you that have been around for a long, long time, thank you, like Rose was saying, for telling your friends. I'm going to go to a break. I just want you to tell me, what steps do you take that are self-care? Some people are saying meditation. Oh, Julia just said prayer starts my day. Julia Kohlberg, I don't know you either. Julia and Joy, tell me, where you're watching from and are you a new viewer? I love it having you. You're on Facebook right now. I love it. Stephanie, you're so welcome. All of you, do me a favor right now in the comments. What does self-care mean to you? What's the definition of self-care and what are you doing that might be able to help others? All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some events that we have coming up. We told you about, and I'll tell you about it again because a lot of people sign on every second. Dude's Playground, it's this weekend. You've been hearing us talk about it for a while. Please share and go to our event page on Facebook and click that you are going. Not just interested, but that you're going. We're going to go out and play with him. That is Dude, by the way. The place is named after Dude. It's Dude's Playground to honor him and all the love that he brings to people that are suffering from depression or PTSD, our true heroes. So this is this weekend, June 21st. And then I'm excited. I was just showing you my nails a little bit ago. We are going to be at Golden Nails. And I will tell you that very quickly, all of the spots during the time that we'll be broadcasting have been taken up. 9 people will be getting manicures and pedicures while we are broadcasting and shining the spotlight on an incredible business. You want to go get a really awesome manicure, pedicure, go see my friends, Yada, Lynn, Nikki, Maria. I can go on and on and on. There are so many. They do a great job. I love that Monica Blue there on the left side. We're going to be broadcasting on all those channels, by the way, at 9:30 in the morning. Manicures and pedicures, they just redid this. So for people that maybe have been there before, they're like, that's not what it looked like. Right. They just did this beautiful makeover. And all those pictures, by the way, were taken by the very talented Jenny Egan. She does a great job. She is a photographer besides my wonderful assistant. So whether you want them short, you want them long, you want almond shape, I'm not a coffin shape fan. For those of you that get your nails done, do you do the coffin? I do almond. So I just did mine yesterday. I got French with a little chrome on top, and then I put coral on my toes. But I'll be ready to maybe change up a little something, or I'll just enjoy all of you doing self-care. So Golden Nails, it's the one in Fenton. There is another one that I don't want you to go to that I think is over off of Tesson Ferry. So people always have to say, well, which one am I going to? Brookwood Center. It's in Fenton. If you cannot get in, obviously during the time that we're doing the broadcast, still want to get your nails done on the 29th. Why? Because they're honoring all of you that watch Positivity every day. They are giving you 10% off of a bundle. So if you need to get a manicure and pedicure, it's your time to do so. Or if you can put it off just a couple days, go and support my friend Yada, Lynn, and again, all of the girls over there at Golden Nails in Fenton. So we're going to be there again on Sunday, the 29th, 9:30 in the morning. Yes, a lot of times we do our mobile Monicas throughout the week, but this one, because I'd like to see more of you. And I know throughout the week, maybe you're busy with the work week or whatever, running the kids around. So hopefully you can come over. Maybe you get your nails done before you head off to church or brunch, whatever you're doing on Sunday. And in fact, you're going to want to be in the air conditioning with how hot it's going to be this weekend, or sorry, maybe next weekend, because it's getting hotter and hotter. So if it is as hot as we're seeing this weekend, yeah, you might want to go do that. Or if you can't come in on the 29th, you just go support them. If people have been doing your nails and you don't like the way they've been doing them, go give them a try. Again, Golden Nails in Fenton. So June 29th, put it on the calendar. That entire day, they're going to give 10% off. And I also went yesterday and she told me they're doing a couple of things. They're going to be having people put their name in a bowl and they're going to pull a name for $100 gift card. Love that. And of the 9 people that are lucky enough to be there during the actual broadcast, they've got a special basket they put together for one of those 9. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with you. So that's coming up again on the 29th, and that will take care of the month of June. And then I want to give a shout out to our ladies at NCJW, which is another makeover show. You know, we do our wonderful makeover shows. We've done 4 of them now at the Vault. Well, the ladies over at NCJW, they said, I want to be a part of this. So we're doing a makeover show. I have room for 2 more models. 2 more before and after models. You want to join us? You just have to write me info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and then you'll join us on July 18th at 9 a.m. They're located at 295 North Lindbergh. I've got a couple of my clients, Kim and Danielle. Hayden, my intern, he wants to do it. And then we also have a viewer that reached out to me. She says that she's taking part. She was mistaken. She thought that it was tomorrow. She's like, I haven't heard from anybody. Are we still on for tomorrow? And I was like, oh, no, it's July 18th. So hopefully that still works with her. Barb had reached out, so she wants to be a part of it. That's my 4. If you would like to be a part of it as well, just email me and we've got room for probably a couple more. We usually do 2 outfits. So you have to make sure that you're available on July 18th in the morning, and you have to be able to go a week before to be fitted in your outfits. And I never see the outfits, by the way, until the reveal that day. Okay. Coming back now, Jenny says, if I don't have time to myself each morning, my whole day feels rushed. Yep. And I find myself uneasy. Meditation seems overwhelming to me because I don't always understand it. Okay. I'm so glad you said that. So Jenny, from a meditation standpoint, and I'll go into a journaling standpoint. So meditation first. Don't try it alone. Do a guided meditation. And there are so many apps out there, by the way, that can take care of you in doing just that. Get an app, but get one that resonates with you. There are so many that are very specific. Like there was a woman that was pregnant and I was like, hey, there's a pregnancy meditation, right? It's for the mother that might be very overwhelmed of what's getting ready to come to her life, from being just herself or being with her partner to suddenly 3 of you, right? So it doesn't matter. It could be meditation for the businesswoman, businessman. It doesn't matter. There are meditation apps for everyone, but let it guide you. I used to do the one with Deepak Chopra and Oprah Winfrey a long, long time ago. I felt it so fulfilling. Deepak is one of the best that you can follow. His voice, first of all, is so calming, and you want that. You want to have someone lead you through finding the calmness and helping you with the breathing as well. Find the one that works for you, but trying to do it alone, I have found with a lot of people never works because they don't know how to still this. They don't know how to erase all of the chaos that's happening in the tension, the stress, the discombobulated world that they feel. By the way, if the whole house is messy and doesn't feel like it's organized, we talk about organizing a drawer, organizing a closet, but don't do it all at once. One thing at a time. And when you find the meditation apps, they'll tell you the same thing. Let's focus, like I just did with the breathing. Let's focus on one thing at a time. And as we feel like we're not necessarily mastering it, but going through the steps of bettering it, then maybe we can pull another thing into play that's not serving us and we need to do better at. Joy says, South County. Well, Joy, thank you so much. Julia, Chesterfield. And she said she's new. Well, welcome aboard, Julia. We hope to see you more. And I love being interactive with you. Welcome. You are so welcome to this community. Listen to Monica. She knows what she's talking about, Rose says. I'll be 65 this year. I've decided to make it my best year yet. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, there is only one of us. We're all unique, and self-care is so important. Rose, is Julia your friend? Maybe. I love that. Oh, don't get me started on messy. That brings on anxiety like no other. She said, 1 foot in front of the other. Right. So if you've got kids and you say, look, kids, your room is a mess, or you're disheveled and you're not taking care of yourself, then instill in the kids, and you have to work through that, right? They might want to try to push back, but trust me, later on in life, they will thank you for taking their hand, bringing them back into the room and say, guess what? I'm going to do this with you. Because sometimes they feel like their life is all over the place. And so when their room has gotten a mess, and look, I'm going to say I was there also. My mom used to say, get back in the room. We're going to clean this together. And I thank her for that. And I thank St. Louis Closet Company for organizing my closet. So does my husband. My husband's absolutely, I'm going to give him a big shout out. Absolutely much cleaner, not cleaner, more organized than I am. My life, as anyone who knows me, is just go, 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 go. I mean, look, I'm going to give you today. And so how am I able to do all this if I don't take care of me first? Saying my word, taking care of the dogs, making sure I'm there for them. Sometimes I feel a little guilty because I'm going out and I just would love to be with them all day. And that's probably a lot of parents. You look at your kids and think, I wish I could be with you a little bit more throughout the summer. Okay. Get them involved as much as you can, but they also have to understand that you have to go off to work. How are they able to get the things that they love in life? Responsibilities. We got to teach all those things, right? I'm not a parent, but I feel like I would have been a great one. I miss out on all those things that I see my friends doing. For those of you that have kids, understand there's a lot of us that would have loved to have had that. And I'm sure I would have went through the same things that you go through, but I would have found my way to be there for them. So if their room is a mess, go back in and tell them you're going to help them. Let's do this one thing at a time. Tomorrow we'll tackle another one. Do it together. They'll see that you're there for them. And later in life, they'll say, Mom, Dad, thank you. Trust me on that. I go back to my mom all the time and say that. Okay, so before we get to our devotion, let me talk a little bit about journaling. I want to devote an entire show to journaling, though. So I just wanted to sprinkle in. Today was more so about stillness, the strength in that. And that really comes from the meditation, from the prayer, from the breathing, to maybe not always the hardcore exercising, but maybe finding your way to swimming like Stephanie does, to yoga, to Pilates, to stretching. If you're always doing the HIIT classes, the go, 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 the running, the pounding, the body wants the balance. So the other part of that is writing things down. For me, when I work out or personal train clients, I say, let's write it down. Right? If I'm doing one-on-one with them and I say, let's track your progress. Let's go back and see where you were a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, so that we can celebrate your success. Because if you don't do that, you're not actually seeing how you've changed. Getting on the scale, a lot of people have an aversion to it. Being measured, doing their body fat percentage. They don't want all those things done because they don't want to see the number. I do. I want you to see it because I want to get away from it. I want you to never, ever have that number on the scale again that's not serving you. Let's move this way. Let's take those forward steps of progress. So write it down. When people say, how do I even begin journaling? It's simple. And I'm going to keep it right here because we're going to table this for a new day. Write one word. That's it. That's how you start journaling. Get a really beautiful journal, get a pen. And we talked about how cursive has gone away. I don't get that. It's like literally, I've got my calligraphy set here that I need to practice. Get that and slow yourself down. For those of you that say you have bad handwriting, slow yourself down and take some time to write your one word and then look at it. Breathe in and out with it. Stare at it. Make it something you come back to day after day until you really grasp it. Then you can move on to a sentence. Then you can move on to a paragraph. And then that becomes that you just love opening up your mind and your soul and filling this with words that serve you. Some people say they don't like to do so because they're afraid that someone's going to read their word, someone's going to find it. So maybe they can help you with what's causing you, like I said, strife and issues and problems. Let them help you. There it goes. Again, let them help you. Joy just said, sit in peace. Sip. We do Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. It's a whole new form of sipping, right? Sip. I like your sip, Joy. Sit in peace. Okay, so from a journaling standpoint, what did I ask you to do today? If you have gone away from journaling or you've never tried to journal before, get a book. Actually, go treat yourself to go get a nice journal. Whatever it is, if it's a pretty color or it's a saying on the front, go get it for you, for no one else, and write a word. If you feel compelled to write more, great. But for those of you that feel like I've never been able to do it, all I said is write one word, mine, comforting. It's already in the journal. And then I can go deeper with it if I want to. What did that comforting mean? Do I want to write more when I'm doing my gratitude tonight? Sure. But you do you. That's how I help you. We'll go into journaling a little bit more. And if we're ever in person, trust me that I will help you with that journaling. Okay, so let's do our devotion. This is day 2. Sometimes we do Jesus Calling. Sometimes we do Jesus Listens. I really love this one because for those of us that love fashion, this is called Fashioned by God, a 30-day devotional. This one's called Foundation Repair. Before we do this, Jenny said, I love handwriting. It's very soothing to me. I've journaled my morning prayers, and it's very cool to look back and see how God has blessed us and moved through situations, right? When you go back and look at that, it all becomes so clear. Okay, for this one, it says, for no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. That's 1 Corinthians 3, verse 11. From Luke 6, verse 48, it says, he's like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. We need to begin with first things first. Without the proper foundation, no clothing will look good on us or even fit well. And that means starting with the basics. When you opened your lingerie drawer yesterday, did you find a tangled mess? Did you need to press down with one hand and shove the drawer closed with the other just to make it all fit? And this can apply to guys as well, even though I'm using the word lingerie. Let me switch this a little bit. Your underwear drawer, your sock drawer, guys, right? Girls, your bra drawer, underwear, our actual lingerie. If you own a lingerie chest with smaller size drawers, each category of items will go in a separate drawer. Did we not just talk about organization? If you own a dresser or a chest of drawers, your larger drawers can house multiple types. Let's see what sort of things belong in these drawers and how to make them beautiful spaces. We'll begin with underwear. We all have to wear it, right? These need to have great function, comfort, style. One very important thing to consider is that they need to be constructed so no lines appear under pants, skirts. Try several types to find your preference. Always check your backside in a mirror before you go out or ask somebody else to. Can you see a panty line? That's never a good thing. Next, let's talk about our bras. Guys, I know that you don't have these, but that's our foundational support. So you think about your own supports. The shoulder straps should be comfortable. Hide under your clothes. It might be a fad now to allow contrast color bra straps to show, but consider the image you want to portray. Down the line, will you look back at that picture and go, what in the heck was I doing? Coco Chanel said a girl should be 2 things, classy and fabulous. Good bras are an investment that needs to last through fads. Because of the need to hide under clothes, you may need 1 or 2 racer back style. Make this decision based on the shoulder cuts of your summer tops and dresses, right? And actually, a good friend will always say, hey, your bra strap's showing. And then just tuck it in a little bit. The number of bras you own, that's your own personal decision, but it needs to be enough that you allow a day in between wearings for the elastic to rest, and enough so you only need to launder them once a week. Unless you're doing sweaty work, right? The workouts, you can wear a bra 2 or 3 times before washing. But if you're sweaty, well, you got to wash. Or you wear a sports bra. Okay? They all have their role. When was the last time you bought new undergarments? Think about that. If you can't even remember, it might be a good time to schedule a shopping trip. Go treat yourself. Buying these items is stressful for some, so some might try to allow a couple of hours and go alone. Some people don't like shopping. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine that, but some people don't. After you make your purchase, maybe go over to a coffee shop. Maybe go for a walk. Go for that run. Go for a workout. Or go find your stillness just to help you unwind. And what do you sleep in? Would you describe it as pretty or functional? Or worse, is it raggedy? That's not good. Sleepwear doesn't have to be sexy to be pretty, but if you're married, a bit of sexy in the lingerie drawer is fantastic. Okay? Sleepwear deserves its own large drawer if you can manage it. In a lingerie chest, you may want to divide sleepwear into more than a single drawer. Oh, these are good steps. So I don't do that, but maybe I should. Do you keep socks and hosiery in the same drawer as sleepwear and foundations? I put underwear and stockings in one drawer and then bras in another. What about all of you? If so, you might want to rethink the arrangement if you put your socks and your hosiery in the same drawer and sleepwear and foundations. If you can't designate a drawer for socks and hosiery, all the better. If you can, sorry. My socks are by themselves. Do you have to rummage for matches to your socks? Do your tights end up twisted with your bras, right? That sounds chaotic. Too many different kinds of clothing stored in one place can make it impossible to tell what's really in there and make finding the right item in the morning, here we go, chaos, right, a real challenge. This is all about organization. Have you checked your spiritual foundations lately? Have you allowed disorganization or clutter to overtake your daily routines? Boy, this is really fitting with what we did today. Is your regular Bible reading so ripped and torn that you've about given up on it. Consider today what your spiritual foundation looks like and whether it's in need of repair the way your drawers might be. Don't let the thought overwhelm you. Instead, start at the beginning. What did I say? Start one thing at a time. Does your faith rest on Jesus Christ? Any other foundation will shift and slide. Religious activity is good, but it's only valuable when it is an expression of our faith and not what we build our faith upon. We need a daily conversation with the Lord to keep our lives fresh and clean and orderly. When we read the Bible, we're listening to Him speak. When we pray, we're talking to Him. These are the two aspects of conversation, and we need them both. So maintain a relationship. Do you actually worship with other believers on a regular basis? If it's been a while since you went to church, maybe it's time you get back. The fellowship of the like-minded individuals can refresh your soul and help keep your foundation strong. So here you go. Father, I realize I've let my personal Bible reading and prayer time lapse because I'm not as familiar with the Bible as I should be. I've become open to some ideas that may not be true. Help me reestablish my spiritual disciplines in order to repair my foundation. Thank you that I know I can take it all the way back to Jesus Christ and then rebuild from there. So here's some actions for you today before I leave you. Hard action. What time of day works best for you to read your Bible and pray? Think about that, and maybe you write that in your journal. Maybe it's not in the morning. Maybe it has to be in the evening. Put your daily quiet time on your calendar. There we go. We're going to leave with that. You got to find your way to stillness. Find your quiet time for you. Nobody else can take that. What changes might you need to make to fit it in? What might you need to eliminate? There's your breathing. Take it in. Let go of the stuff that's not serving you. Is weekly worship with others on your calendar? If not, consider adding it today. Delete the negative, accentuate the positive. Delete the negative, accentuate the positive. Okay. If you find any torn or worn out foundations or sleepwear in your drawers, remove them. Okay. So maybe today's the day you do that. Or you help your kids with it. It becomes trash. Find a trash bag, place the items in it, close it up, take it out. You don't want to be tempted to keep anything ragged no matter how much you may love it. It's time to let go. Eliminate any tights with snags and socks without mates. Check for bras that allow no longer holding their shape. You can wait until you replace them to throw them away, then count how many new ones you need to purchase based on the guidelines. Sort through your underwear drawer. If you already know certain ones cause lines, toss them. Otherwise, make sure to check each time you dress. As you discover ones that need to go away, don't hesitate. Now that you're aware, it will be easy to get rid of them. And if you need to buy new ones, make a note of just how many. If your sleepwear situation left you with nothing, well, today might be a good time to plan a shopping trip. And breathe. Oh my gosh, how perfect is it? Right? I'm telling you right now, it says breathe. This might be the most difficult part of stylish dressing. The worst is over now. Just breathe. I love it. Jennifer Bonacorsi, thank you for this one. I'm really loving reading. It's called Fashioned by God, by the way, in case you want to know what I'm reading from. A 30-day devotional, and we are on day 2. It's by Catherine Graves, in case you want to get one on your own. All right, Jerry, you get the last comment. A Native American teacher from the Potawatomi tribe, I don't know if I said that right, taught to get outside to meditate. Find a tree to sit under, either on the ground, leaning against the tree, or sitting in a chair. Remove your shoes, breathe, releasing all troubles to Mother Earth through the roots of the tree, she says. Be sure to thank the energy of Mother Earth and God once your meditation ends, and journal your experience. Yep, well, that's pretty much what I told you today. So I hope that served you. Now it is a daily practice. You've got to put it into practice. Nobody else can do it for you. So I hope you learned something today. If you haven't picked your day word, do so. If you haven't prayed, if you haven't meditated, if you haven't practiced calm breathing, do that. And then tomorrow come back and let's repeat this. Rinse, recycle. Let's go back to it and repeat. Let's join each other tomorrow at 7 a.m. for more positivity, inspiration, hope. I'm here for you. I got you. I don't think we're going to do a wet your whistle this afternoon. It might be a spontaneous one, and I might join you by the pool if I can, but I have a couple of people to personal train. I've got meetings with a new intern for the fall. And by the way, if you have kids that want to join our internship program, reach out. I'd like to start loading that up for the fall. And then I've got a possible sponsorship meeting. Then back. If I can join you this afternoon as I sit by the pool, I will do so. But if I don't, just understand. But I will be back for you tomorrow, and we'll work more on the wellness aspect. Gwen Gwen said it was new bra week last week. If you need measurements, Anne's Bra Shop is great. Oh, good one. Tons of bras. Wow, do my shirts look a lot better. Self-care. Oh, Gwen, maybe that's a future mobile Monica. Maybe we need to see if Anne's Bra Shop wants to do that. That's important, right? Most people are walking around wearing the wrong bras. That's a good one. Gwen, thank you so much. To all of you, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Practice that self-care and remember to be kind to yourself first and foremost.